My name is Espanola Jackson, and I do live here in the community, and you have your business here.
Yes.
And there is a proposed plan to change the name of 3rd Street to Willie L. Brown. I'd like to know, what do you think about this?
Well, I am definitely opposed to the name change, and for many, many reasons, both the historical value of the street, but for many, many other reasons. First of all, I think that my family's been in business here since 1936. I've been here for 70 years. It's always been 3rd Street. The monies that they want to use, supposedly, which are going to be donated by Carmen Policy.
Of the 49ers?
Of the 49ers.
Okay.
He's supposed to be raising the funds. But the quoted amount was $120,000. In my opinion, that might be enough to fabricate the signs and stuff, but no way is that enough money to pay city employees for weeks to go down 3rd Street at every intersection and put those signs up.
Do you know the length of 3rd Street?
5 miles long.
And where do it begin?
It begins down, I believe, by Candlestick Park here and runs all the way down to Market, I believe.
Yes, okay.
Which is quite a stretch.
From Highway 101?
Correct.
All right.
All right.
What would be the expense to you?
It would be horrendous. I would have to change my checks, my invoices, my statements, my corporate paperwork.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and it gets more involved. We own the buildings. My father would have to do title changes to the building, have to change his living trust, have to change all the paperwork that's involved in this. This is a horrendous expense. But it not only applies to me, it applies to every single business going down all the way down 3rd Street. You know? And that's a costly amount. At one time, our Mayor Newsom was living on Fillmore Street, and they wanted to change the name of Fillmore Street. Oh no.
To Goodlet.
To Goodlet. That's an oh no. He owned his home. He had his home and 4 businesses there.
Right. But
he didn't want that change.
That's because he was living there.
That's because he was living there. He fought it hook, tooth, and nail. And what happened? No name change. He got what he wanted. Good for him, but not good for all of us.
Well, it was stated in the newspaper that he and Sophie Maxwell had been meeting behind closed doors.
That's another thing.
What's another thing?
Why all the secrecy? Why all the planning without coming out and say, this is what I'd like to do? Why not let the public know what they're doing? It's like it's behind closed doors.
Well, this is the reason we're here today, is to see what your feelings would be. We're talking to other businesses. In fact, you know, because I know I own a business here on 3rd Street as well, and I know all the change it's going to cost me.
Right.
And I haven't heard one statement about how we would be reimbursed for the loss of our...
I'm not worried about reimbursed. I don't want the name change, period. I don't even want it to start.
Right. I'm aware of that, because I know 3rd Street has been a street as being a black woman, not being here as long as you have, but the symbolics of 3rd Street was always 3 Street to us.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
when you come out of town, you say, where you going? You say, going to 3 Street. Well, you know you was going to Bayview, Hunters Point.
Correct.
And the same like when people would go to over to Fillmore. It's a Fillmore Street.
Right.
But the entire area in the Western Addition was known as Fillmore at that time.
Correct.
So I understand your feelings, because we all feel the same way here in this area as well.
Not only that, but can you imagine trying to write Willie L. Brown Jr. Boulevard in every piece of literature that you have to send out? That's horrendous.
Will that be an area that you would maybe suggest that if the mayor and Sophie Maxwell want to name a street after Willie Brown, where it would be?
Candlestick Park is having a new development down here. There's a ton of new streets being developed. Name one of the new streets after him. How about renaming Fillmore Street, where Mayor Newsom lives? Let's name that Willie L. Brown Jr. Boulevard. How would you like that?
How about that? Because, you know, his business was on Grove Street. I questioned whether or not they would change Grove Street, and I know they wouldn't change Grove Street.
No. 12 years ago, it wasn't good enough to change, so why would it be good enough to change? Why not now?
Well, I want to thank you so very much
All right. As you can tell, I'm not very happy about the change.
I see that.
As you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.